Jimmy Fallon is a sellout shell of a human being. Nailed it. Give me any song and I'll do it as Bob Dylan. This is how we'll start it. And then I'll show you the interview in which Bob Dylan admitted straight up he sold his soul to the devil. Come Sail Away. I'm sailing away, sailing up in cars from the Virgin Sea. Stairway to Heaven. Oh, Country Roads, don't make me ruin Country Roads. And if you think about how bad his voice is and how Jewish he is and how nonsense he is and how he basically took folk music, which is a way of passing on information to the next generation and made it come. Johnny's in the basement, mixing up the men, and then I'm on the pavement, thinking about the government. Man in the trench coat, Matt Town laying off hands, got a bad cough, wants to get paid off. Look out, kid, it's something you did. It's nonsense. When people defend Dylan, I'm like, stop.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
You ever look at music that you've written?
I mean, come on, guys. That's wicked haunting. He's like, you know who? Oh boy. Because if God doesn't make deals, he makes covenants. You don't make a deal with God. He's like, the commander on this earth, and the one you can't see. Oh boy. And then he became a born again Christian to try and to shake his shackles. But
why are you still out here?
Because that's the thing. Why are you still doing it? Why are you still serving your master, Bobby?
Back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
You ever look at music that you've written and look back at it and say, whoa, that surprised me?
I used to. I don't do that anymore. I don't know how I got to write those songs.
What do you mean you don't know how?
Well, those early songs were like almost magically written. Darkness at the break of noon.
By the way, for anyone who thinks that he's not talking about the devil, I hope now you realize he is talking about the devil. The songs were magically written. He doesn't know how. And when you hear it, it's complete nonsense, but it's in a cadence and in this ancient dark art of wizardry. Just listen to these words. It's total wizard stuff. There's zero meaning whatsoever, and it's just meant to confuse and indoctrinate.
Well, those early songs were like almost magically written. Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even the silver spoon, a handmade blade, a child's balloon.
Eclipses both the sun and...
By the way, he's saying that that's like brilliant, like that he's like, I don't know how I wrote that. There isn't one Dylan fan that can break down any meaning of that. And it's like, break it down, the hands of Boone, the child's balloon. It's total gibberish. That's how I feel when I read certain religious texts from a certain group of people.
Darkness at the break of noon.
Okay, so you could say, oh, well, that's referring to a solar eclipse or something. It's like, okay, There's no logos in it whatsoever. Watch this. Guardians of the Breaking Noon.
Those even the silvers.
Shadows, even the silver spoon. Doesn't mean anything.
A handmade blade, a child's.
The handmade blade, the child's balloon. I mean, you can force a meaning out of that, but it's total gibberish. And there's going to be people that are going to be like, "Oh no, you don't get it, man." It's like that. It represents. No, it doesn't. I mean, this is a song with meaning. Mama told me when I was young, sit beside me, my only son. It's like what me and Michael Jones were talking about with music. It has drama in it. This is no drama. This is total magic gibberish.
Balloon.
Eclipses both the sun and moon. To understand, you knew too soon. There's no sense in trying.
It's atonal. There's no melody. It's to break the human soul, and that's not an exaggeration.
This Dylan classic, It's All Right, Ma, was written in 1964.
Piece the hollow horn plays wasted words, proves to warn that he not busy being born is busy dying.
Well, try to sit down and write something like that. There's a magic to that, and it's not Siegfried and Roy kind of magic. You know, it's a different kind of a penetrating magic. And you know, I did it. I did it at one time.
You don't think you can do it today?
Mm-hmm.
Does that disappoint you? I mean,
well, you can't do something forever, and I did it once, and I can do other things now, but I can't do that.
By the way, that's it's pretty haunting when he says, "I can do other things now." Like what, Bob? What other things, buddy? What other things can you do now? And he's a shapeshifter, man. He's a straight up shapeshifter. So true. All right, let's go through some stuff. Robert Zimmerman, that was his name. And then he had to change it so that he could blend in with the population. At that point, people still knew, you know, to watch out for the Zimmermans. But we're growing non-GMO heirloom corn. I have been informed that all corn at this point has some sort of monkey business, but I really like corn. That's my corn plot. We already have sprouts going. I really like corn, but as we all know, GMO corn makes you gay and fat. I had a great chat with E. Michael Jones yesterday. It's a two-parter because someone with small hats shut down my stream. So E. Michael Jones, after talking with me, because he's a legend, by the way. Like he's as an author, as a scholar, as a leader. But I have a massive audience that dudes like him don't always get exposed to because he's controversially intelligent. You know, Vox Day is a similar thing. Vox Day has a massive audience from his writing and his career that he's already had for years and years, his literary career. But in video, you know, to have a big, you know, to have a lot of subscribers and be able to bring people that are that mentally sharp to a lot of people, sometimes there's backlash, you know. And today, right after our interview, E. Michael Jones got his Wikipedia taken down, which is hysterical because in the conversation we had, he talked about how once you censor, you admit you're wrong, like you admit you've lost the conversation. So they tried to delete a man from Wikipedia, from the internet, like it's going to actually delete him. No. And the dude's a living legend, but how many people read 1,200-page textbooks on the Jewish revolutionary spirit or the, you know, he's brilliant. You know, it's the same with Vox Day. It's like there's been a shift in how people consume information. Now it's more auditory, more video format, more audible books, and people don't read as much. But it's not because they're getting stupid. It's because a whole new group of people is being introduced to just high-level thinking, and that's people that work with their hands, people that drive for a living, moms at home with their hands busy, and you can now listen. And it's waking up just millions of people that wouldn't have the luxury of being able to actually have their eyes on a page. And so it's interesting how that happened. You know, we talk, and the next day he's wiped off. Wikipedia. I gave Adam Green props, and he even talked about the next day they came at him and demonetized like all his stuff and everything. So that's why I'm like, when people are like, why don't you reference where you got that information? Sometimes I'm a little like, I don't know if I want to send the SPLC and the ADL everybody's way, you know, because